Hi students, today's topic of our discussion is Reserve Bank of India. Let us see about RBI now. We are all knew that RBI is the central bank of a country and apex bank in the banking system. Actually, this is a statutory body caused by the Special Act. Came into existence as per the guidelines of the Special Act, Reserve Bank of India Act. So, initially, when you take RBI, almost all the share capital was in the hands of non-government shareholders. But in the year 1949, RBI was nationalized and became a public sector bank. Now, let us discuss the functions of Reserve Bank of India. What are all the functions RBI performs as the central bank of the country? The first foremost function of RBI is it issues currency notes. Actually, RBI has a monopoly power over the printing of currency notes in the country. It has a sole right to issue notes of various denominations except 1 rupee note, which is issued by the Ministry of Finance. Next function is a banker to the government. Like a common citizen, Reserve Bank of India act as the banker, agent and advisor to the government of India and also various state government. That is both central and state governments. It performs almost all the banking function of state and central government, and it also tender the advice whenever need arises regarding economic and monetary policy of the country. It, apart from government and common people, it also acts as a banker to the bank. Actually, RBI acts as a banker for all the commercial banks in India. RBI keeps the reserves of various commercial banks. It lends them short-term funds and provides them the central clearing and remittance facilities. Central clearing means the settling between the banks, transaction between the banks get cleared through the Reserve Bank of India. Remittance facilities means the banking across the nations. It also lends money to all the commercial banks of the country. Like we, the customers depends on commercial bank for the financial needs in forms of loans and different types of credits. All the commercial banks depends on Reserve Bank of India for its financial needs. The foremost and important function of one of the important function of the Reserve Bank of India, which keeps economy stable, is controller of the credit. The RBI undertakes the responsibility of controlling credit created by various commercial banks across the nation. Actually, it applies two methods, important methods to control the money flow in an economy. One is qualitative control, next one is quantitative technique. So both these techniques, qualitative and quantitative techniques, regulates the credit flow in the country, thereby keeps the economy, money circulation and economy stable. Whenever RBI observes that the economy has sufficient money, it means that money supply is sufficient in an economy, and if it continues, it may leads to inflationary situation in the country, then it squeezes the money supply through its various monetary policy, through its tight monetary policy, and also vice versa. Custodian of foreign reserves. So we knew that it's a main core function. How to keep the foreign reserves as required. So to keep the foreign reserves requirements stable or foreign exchange rates stable, Reserve Banks buys and sells the foreign currencies, also controls the flow of foreign exchange funds. It protects the country's foreign exchange funds. Otherwise, the company may leads to inflationary position. It may affect the normal living of all the citizens. RBI sells a foreign currency in the foreign exchange market whenever its supply decreases in the economy and vice versa. Apart from these core functions, whatever we discussed so far, it also performs supervisory function. Actually, bestowed with RBI is given with vast powers for supervising the banking system in the entire nation. It's an authority to issue license for setting up of new banks to open new branches. Both whenever a new bank is going to come into existence or where they want to have a new branches, they have to get proper permission from Reserve Bank of India. It also an authority to decide minimum reserves to be maintained by all the commercial banks in an economy. As per the requirements or as per the instructions of or circulatory information of RBI, every commercial bank is expected to maintain the reserves. It also inspects the functioning of commercial banks in India and also abroad. It also guides and directs the commercial banks. It used to conduct periodical inspection and also audit the commercial banks in an economy. As an apex bank, it has a responsibility to perform certain developmental or promotional functions. Let us discuss what all the various promotional functions or developmental functions performed by RBI. Actually, it has a responsibility of the development of financial system in an economy. It also concentrates on the core prime sector of India, agriculture. Through various measures, it also concentrates on development of agriculture. It also provides industrial finance to various financial institutions, thereby it reaches the needy, the bottom layer of financial system. To make the banking sector updated to the global reforms or changes, it also have a separate wing for uh, training the training the banking system or people in the personnel in the banking sector. It has National Institute of Banking Management, Banker Staff College, and also College of Agricultural Banking to keep the banking system or banking sector of an economy update, to keep it updated. It has a separate function, separate department to have a pool of resources, the statistics recording various financial functions. So it performs the core function of collection of data. Then it's an authorized authority to publish results or publish reports of the various financial matters. So it is an ultimate authority regarding financial statistics. It has, as a apex authority, as a leader of banking system in an economy, it's as an ultimate function of the inclusive banking, to perform the inclusive banking. It means that it tries to bring all the public into the banking sector. So it also spends amount for promotion of banking habits. It have a separate wing to promote banking habits among the public. Thank you, students. Hope you understood what are all the basic functions and also additional functions performed by the Apex Bank of our nation, Reserve Bank of India. Thank you for listening.